This is going to be the first lesson in a group of music lessons we're going to do over the next few weeks. We're going to work on a famous piece from a set of songs or set of pieces of music that the BBC have brought together called 100 Pieces. No, so 10 pieces. But we're also going to be using this web app to do some of our own composing. Today I want you to just get used to using it. Now, I think we've used Beatwave before, and this is a lot like Beatwave, but it's also a lot simpler, and it's free, and it's on the internet, so it should work with pretty much any device that can go on the internet. I'm doing it on an iPad, it would definitely work on a laptop, probably on a phone. I haven't tried it yet. Today I just want us to play with it and see if we can work out how things work. So, what we've got at the moment is a load of bars. Well, I can't really call them bars. We've got a load of these columns. Each of these is one beat. 4 beats make up a bar. And if you look very carefully, you can see that the first 4 columns are a slightly whiter colour, then they go a slightly greyer colour for the next 4. Then it's a slightly whiter colour again. Then it's a slightly greyer colour. So that's 1 bar, 2 bars, 3 bars, 4 bars. Each made up of 4 beats. There's actually 8 squares in it because you can have half beats in this. I drag my things across, I press play, because it's playing half beats. If I wanted just to play 1 beat per beat, or 1 note per beat, it would look like that. And that's boring, but doable. Now there's a settings menu, and if I go into settings, I can change how many bars my piece of music is. At the moment it's 4 bars, it's basically 1 screen's worth. How many beats per bar? We're going to leave that at 4. Split beats into 2, I think to begin with we're going to put that down to 1. So each beat is just 1 box, keeping it nice and simple. Major scale we're leaving how it is. Start on middle C, that means that the very bottom square is C. And 2 octave range, which I'll have to ask Mrs. Chin this, but I think that just means it goes through the letters of the music twice. So, see now I've just got 1 box per note. Or 1 box per beat, I should say. 4 beats per bar, 4 bars on this piece of music. At the moment it's a really boring scale. I want to play a piece of music, and I'm going to show you a little piece of, it's sort of sheet music, but it's sheet music that came with a little piano thing that we've got at home. So it's reasonably easy to follow. We can give it a go. So that's what we're going to be looking at. It's London Bridge. It's a song you've probably all heard, or a tune you've probably all heard. We're going to try and copy that into Songmaker. Now, you'll notice that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bars long. You can see the bars because there's the little lines on the stave that break it up into pieces. There's 4 bars on the top line, 4 bars on the bottom line. So, let me just get rid of that a second. That means we haven't actually got enough space on here, so I need to go into settings and change it to be 8 bars long. And I'm going to clear all of my playing on it. I've now got a scroll bar on the bottom, so I can now scroll across. Now, I'll put this picture in the attachments to this lesson. I'm not going to leave it up on screen because it covers up half of what I'm doing. I'll leave it up to begin with. Let's see if this still works. So, the purple note is the C, and it's labelled as 1. Then the blue note is the D, it's labelled as 2. 3 is E, 4 is F, 5 is G. There is no H, it goes back to A, so 6 is the A. That's as high as this goes. So it starts on 5 lines up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it starts there. Now the first bar has got four notes in it. That's one note per beat. That's nice and easy. So it's 5, 6, 5, 4. Okay, nice and simple. The next one's only got 3. That's because I think there's a gap at the end, or that 5 perhaps is supposed to be played longer. But let's have a look. 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to leave one. Notice I've changed the bottom. I can change the instrument we're using, and I think the piano sounds quite nice. Sometimes it gets itself into a bit of a tiz and doesn't play your notes, and I found that if you change the instrument, it kind of solves that problem. Right, from now on I'm going to have to use... Oh, actually, maybe I can move this over to that side. Yeah, I still see what I'm doing. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, gap. Now the next one's only got 3 notes in it, so there's going to be a gap at the end. 2, gap. 3, 4, 5. Let's go back over to this side. Scroll along. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, 3, 4, 5. Only 3 notes in that bar, so I've got to leave a gap. 2. Now this one's weirdly spread out, and if it's proper music we would know exactly what it was by the fact that they would change what the notes looked like. Through experimenting, I've decided that I think that's 1 gap and then another one and a gap. That's what seems to sound right. 1, 2, 3, 4. There. And then 3. And then right at the bottom, that middle C at the bottom. So, let's move this over so I can get to the controls. That doesn't feel right, I think. I think there's a mistake at the end here. Yeah, that should be there. Something doesn't sound right. Now I can check my bars because they're slightly different colours. So that's my last bar. Well, I'll leave it up to you to play around with, up to you to check. I've obviously made a mistake at the end there, but the rest of it sounds quite good. We can also put a beat in. The beat seems to sound best if it is a repeating pattern. Seems to sound good to me anyway, if every bar has the same, but I'm sure we can fiddle around with that and make it sound much better. And every now and again, it gets itself weirded out. Just changing the instrument there helped. Now, that's rather slow, so I can up the tempo. Change the instrument because it got itself into a bit of a tiz. Put itself into a proper tiz now. So, I'll provide you with lots of little pictures of sheet music. You can go into this app. I'll put a link to the app in the lesson description as well. Just have a fiddle around with it, try the options, try the buttons, see what they do. You can't really mess it up because the worst comes to the worst. Let's just move this off the screen. There's a little restart button at the top. You just hit restart and it all goes back to the beginning. Play with it. Try and put some of the pieces that I'm going to send you into it. Try and make up your own little tunes, fiddle with the beats, fiddle with the instruments. Go into the settings. You can see what those things do. You can try them and see what happens. It doesn't hurt. I've been using split beats into one bar because that's all I've needed for that song. But some of the songs that I'm going to give you have got the little line joining two notes together, which means that they're each half a beat. So you might need to make things half a beat. Actually, I don't think these ones have, but some pieces of music you might find might do. Anyway, just play around with it, see what you can do, have a little bit of fun. When you've done, if you want to send me something, you have to click save, and then you'll get a link. Copy that link, and then that is what you'll then paste into your submission. Okay? If you get anything really cool that you're really proud of, you can send it to me, but you could also send a copy of it into the Playtime group so everybody else can see it. As usual, any questions, just ask them. I think this one's quite a good fun one, and I look forward to seeing what you do.